Hello, my dear student. This is Neelam Joshi, Assistant Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering. And today I am going to discuss about two-dimensional and three-dimensional array. And in my previous video, we have already discussed about what is array and how one-dimensional arrays actually work. And the subject code of data structure is CS303. So now moving ahead, here are the outlines which we will cover in today's video, in which prerequisite of topic, then problem objectives, then two-dimensional array, and then we will discuss about the representation technique and address calculation of two-dimensional array. Then we will discuss about the three-dimensional array, and also we try to understand that the representation of three-dimensional array with address calculation method. And then we will discuss about some operation performed on array, then exercise, learning outcomes and references. So first of all, prerequisites of topic. So here I just want to recall you about what is array, because before going forward to understand about two-dimensional and three-dimensional array, you should have knowledge about what is array and various types of array with the representation, and also you have understanding about one-dimensional array. Okay, so what is array? Array is generally used in the form of data structure that contains a group of elements, as I already discussed in my previous video. Okay, and typically these elements are all of the same type, and sometimes it is also known as a consecutive data element, such as in the form of integer or string. So we can say that arrays are commonly used in computer programs to organize data so that a related data or set of values can be easily sorted or searched. Okay, for example, if we talk about the search engine, then search engine may use an array to store web pages which is found in search performed by the user. And you all having knowledge about this particular thing, because when displaying the result, then the program will output one element of the array at a time. Okay, and this may be done for a specified number of values or until all the values stored in the array have been output. While the program could create a new variable for each result found, and storing the result in an array is much more efficient way to manage memory. So basically the array is generally used in the form where simply it consists the collection of element in the form of values or variable, which is used to identified by at least one array as the index or key. Okay, and array is generally stored such that the position of each element can be computed from its index tuple, and in data structure it is generally used as a linear array, which is also known as in the form of one-dimensional array. So for better understanding about the array and the representation and working of one-dimensional array, just watch my previous video. And here the problem objective of today's video is basically based on what is two-dimensional array and two-dimensional array representation, and also we will understand that how the three-dimensional array will actually work, and also we will learn about how the address calculation of two-dimensional and three-dimensional array basically works by using an example. So first of all, what is two-dimensional array? So two-dimensional array is represented in the form of row and column manner, and it can be defined as an array of arrays. Okay, and the 2D array is organized as a matrix which can be represented as the collection of rows and columns. However, 2D arrays are created to implement a relational database which look like a data structure, and it is also provide ease of holding the bulk of data at once, which can be passed to any number of functions whenever required. So for this purpose, we declare the two-dimensional array in C language in the form of the syntax of 2D array is generally used as type, which is generally a data type, then array name, and then x and y in these brackets. So here this x is represented as row and y is represented as column. So we can say that type is defined a valid C data type and array name is defined as valid C identifier. So we can say that the two-dimensional array in C programming is also known as a matrix, and a matrix can be represented as a table of rows and columns. So for this purpose, here I am just describing this tabular form for representation of two-dimensional array. So here this is represented as a 3 by 4. That means 3 rows, 1, 2 and 3, and 4 columns, 0, 1, 2, 3. So when we talk about the representation of this row and column creature, so when it's represented in the form of array, then the address for the first element is represented as 0, 0. So here this first 0 is represented as row 0 and this 0 is represented as column 0. Then if we talk about the second element, then it is represented the address in the form of A01. So again here the first element is represented the address of first row, which is row 0, and the second column, which is column 1. So the address is A01. Similarly, the third element is at position A02, 0 row and second column, and the next element is at the position 03, which is 0 row and third column. Okay. Similarly, we talk about the second row, then the position of this element is at first row and 0 column, and this element as first row and first column, and this is indicated as first row and second column. Similarly, here the position of this value is first row and third column, and for row 2, second row and 0th column, second row and first column, second row and second column, and second row and third column. So now you are able to understand that how the representation of the values in the form of matrix, and we can say that in the form of row and column is calculated. And for the better elaboration of this representation of 2D array, I am just taking this slide in which I just want to represent it as two-dimensional array in memory in two way. The first one is known as column major order and the second one is row major order. But before discussing about these major orders, you should have something very important keep in your mind, that when we initialize a normal array, or we can say that a one-dimensional array, so during declaration we need not to specify the size of it. However, that's not the case with two-dimensional array, and we must always specify the second dimension even if we are having if we are specifying elements during the declaration. So for this purpose, it is generally provided into two forms, column wise and row wise. Okay. And in column measure form, all the elements of the first column are stored, then the elements of the second column, and so on up to the last column. Like here you can see the arrangement in both form. So this is the simple matrix which is indicated here, and whenever we are represented as in the form of row wise and column wise, then when it come to the point of row wise, then here in row measure form, all the element of first row are stored, and then the element of the second row, and so on to the last row. So here you can see that how this possible. Like here the first row content is 8654. So here you can see in this representation that first of all we are just writing the row 1 element 8654, and this is known as row 0. Now the second row content is 2197. So here when we represented in memory, so the representation will take position in the form of 2197. This is known as row 1. And then the next pair is the third one, which is 3642. So it is represented as row 2 here. Okay. Now if it is arranged in the form of column wise arrangement, so I already told you that all the element of first column are stored, and here the first column is just represented in the form of 823, and then the elements of the second column, and so on up to the last column. So here in this diagram you can see that the first column is 823. So here it represented as column 0, 823. Then the second column is 616. So here it indicates as 616 as a column 1. Then the third one is 594, and in memory it is also represented as 594 as column 2. And then the last one is 472, and similarly in memory it is represented as last column 3 as 472. So in this way the two-dimensional array is represented in the form of row and column in memory. Now moving ahead, address calculation in two-dimensional array. Here in this address calculation strategy, again we will calculate it as in the form of row measure order and column measure order. So when we talk about the row measure order, then the syntax is follows in the form of Aij, where I is represented row and j is represented here column, and then it is calculated as base A plus W n I minus L1 plus j minus L2. Here array is used as m into n matrix, and this L1 is used as the lower bound of row, and this L2 is used as the lower bound for column. And again here the W is represented the verse size as the one dimensional array. So for better understanding this syntax, just follow my previous video. And here this n is represented the number of columns, and base A is base class or base address, and which is used as a I row index, and j is used as a column index. Means here this I represented the row index and j is represented a column index. Okay. Now if we are calculated in the form of column measure order, then the formula or the syntax is used as Aij Again, I is referred as row and j is referred as a column. Then base A plus W m j minus L2 plus I minus L1. Okay, where array is m into n matrix again, then L1 is represented the lower bound of row. Okay, and L2 is represented as a lower bound of column, and W here again the word size, n is the number of row. Okay, and m is the number of row, and base is as base address, and I is the row index and j is the column index. Now we will solve this calculation problem by using the example of 2D representation. So here in this example, an array x minus 15 to 10 and 15 to 40 requires 1 byte of storage. If beginning location is 1500, then determine the location of x 1520. Now the solution of this example is as when we solve this problem, then you can find here in this question there is no reference of row and column is given, means there is no row and column number is given. So first of all we calculate the number of rows and number of column. Like when we calculate the number of rows, then it is based on, if the number of row is m, then it is calculated by using the formula ur minus lr plus 1. Here this ur is represented the row upper bound. Okay, and lr is referred as a lower bound of row. So here you can see that upper bound is row represented as 10. So here I am using this 10, and lower bound for row is represented as minus 15. So here I am putting this minus 15, and when this minus and minus multiply, then it calculated as plus value. So when we calculate this value, then the result of number of rows is represented as 26. Okay, similarly now we find the number of columns. If the number of column is represented as n, then we apply the formula in which we have to calculate the upper bound minus lower bound for column, then add the plus 1. So here the upper bound for column is 40. So here I am putting this 40, and the lower bound is 15. So here I am putting this 15, and as this is a positive value, so we just subtract 40 minus 15 and then add plus 1. So the number of columns here we gain in the form of 26. So here number of row is 26 and number of column is also 26. Now we will solve the problem as column measure wise and row measure wise. Okay, so first of all, as column measure wise, here the given value are base 1500. So here we can see this is the base, which is 1500, and here 1 byte is given. So the word value is 1 byte, and here the value of I and j, means row and column on which we have to perform the address calculation strategy, is given in the form of 1520. So here I is equals to 15 and j is equals to 20. Then the lower bound of row is minus 15. Here this is minus 15, and the lower bound of column is positive 15. So here it is represented as 15, and the number of rows is 26. Number of columns is 26. Now we just start to put these values in the address calculation of column measure wise. So according to the formula, it is Aij is equals to base A plus Wm Ij minus L2 plus I minus L1. So we will put these values in this formula, and here base A is 1500, then plus W is 1 into M, which is 20, and here Ij minus L2, which is 20 minus 15, and plus I minus L1, which is 15 minus 15. Now we solve this the result of these value, then we are able to find out answer as a 1660. So according to the column measure wise, the calculation is calculate the value as address value as 1660. Now when we perform 2D row by solution representation of address calculation, then first of all again we just find out from the numerical the given values. So the given values is base is equals to 1500, W is equals to 1 byte, I is equals to 15, and J is equals to 20. Lower bound is equals to minus 15, and lower bound of column is positive 15, and the number of columns is 26 here. Now the address calculation formula is Aij is equals to base A plus W n 1 minus L1 plus J minus L2. Now we put all these value in this formula, and then we get the answer as 2285. So in this way we are just able to find the value, address value of the particular element in the matrix in the form of row and column measurement. Now moving ahead, representation of three-dimensional array. So first of all, what is three-dimensional array? Basically, three-dimensional array is that array whose elements are two-dimensional arrays, and it may be considered to be an array of matrices, and a three-dimensional array with int elements may be declared as in the form of A, M, N, P, means three values. Okay, and for this purpose we can say that a three-dimensional array is also known as array of arrays. Okay, array of arrays of arrays. Okay, and the representation of three-dimensional memory is based on the calculation of address, where to calculate the address of element x ijk, because it is three-dimensional array, so it is denoted in the form of ijk using the row measure order. So similarly, as a two-dimensional array, again we are calculating the address on the basis of row and column. So according to the row measurement, we will calculate the location as xij is equals to ba plus mn k minus 1 plus n I minus 1 plus j minus 1. And when we calculate in the form of column measure order, then we can find out the location as ba plus mn k minus 1 plus m j minus 1 plus I minus 1. So now the question arises in your mind, then what is these values? So for better understanding these values, we are just taking the example of 3D representation. Here given an array of 1 to 8, 1 to 5 and 1 to 7 of integers. Then we calculate then we have to calculate the address of element A 536. That means we have to find the location of these particular element in array by using rows and column method, and if BA is equals to 900. Okay, now here the dimension of A is calculated as M is equals to 8, which is the upper bound of first combination of values, and N is equals to 5, which is upper bound of second pair, and R is equals to 7, which is the upper bound of third pair. Okay, and here I, J and K is the element value on which we apply the calculation, and we find out the location of this array's value. Okay, and base address is represented as 900 here. Now we calculate the location of row wise and column wise as location of Aij is equals to then we put the formula, which is BA plus MNK minus 1 plus NNI minus 1 plus J minus 1. So as we already find out the dimensions of A here, so here we are just putting the values in this formula as location of A536 is equals to 900, which is a base address, then M, which is 8, N is 5. You can see here that M is 8 and N is equals to 5, and K minus 1. So here the value of K is 6, so 6 minus 1, and plus Ni minus 1. The value of N is 5 and I is also 5. So here 5 into 5 minus 1, then plus J minus 1. So here the value of J is 3. So here I am putting this value of J as 3 minus 1. Now we calculate the value, and then we are able to find out the result as 1122, means the location of Aijk as row wise is 1122, and then we calculate column wise address. Then the formula is Aijk is equals to BA plus MNK minus 1 plus MJ minus 1 plus I minus 1. Again we put all the values which we already find out, and then after putting the value and calculating these values, we got the answer as 1120. Okay, so as row and column wise we are now able to find out the location of the array of three-dimensional value. Okay, now operation performed on the array. So array is generally used in both searching and sorting procedures, as well as some other operations also used array. Like if we talk about traversing, then it means to visit all the elements of the array in operation is called traversing. Here again we traverse the array in order where we are using the array content in the consecutive manner, and then it is represented as a tree structure form, and then we will traverse each element in that particular tree. Next is insertion. By use of array, the insertion means to put values into an array. Means when we are using array, then we will able to insert any element in the array by using this particular operation. And by using deletion, it is used to delete a value from an array. And the next operation is sorting. It shows the rearrangement of values in an array in a specific order, either in the ascending or descending, which is called sorting. In sorting, we also used array, and array is very important factor in sorting, because there are lots of sorting technologies based on array calculation, and sorting an array is the ordering the array element in the form of increasing from min to max, or descending or decreasing from max to min order. Okay, next is searching. So here the process of finding the location of a particular element in an array is called searching. And the next operation is merging, where merging means joining two lists or two arrays in one single array. Now this is the assignment which is based on today's video lecture, in which given two-dimensional array and write the program to multiply them and store the result in the 3D matrix. So here in this assignment you just write the program either in C or C++, whatever you use, and then multiply the two-dimensional arrays, and then store the result in third matrix. Okay, now the learning outcomes of my today's video lecture. So as according to the today's video lecture, you are now able to understand that how the representation of 2D and 3D arrays is done in memories, and also you are able to understand that address calculation of 2D and 3D arrays, and also you are able to understand that calculation of array with the help of example and various operation performed on array. Okay, and I am concluded my topic as array is generally a data structure that contains a group of elements, and these elements are all the same data type, such as integer or strings. So basically array are commonly used in computer programs to organize data so that a related set of value can be easily stored or searched by using some specific operation. And also we use the representation in the form of one-dimensional, two-dimensional and three-dimensional array to calculate the exact location in memory for any element. And here are the shallow points, and here are the reference used, in which I prefer data structure and algorithm by Aho, Hofcroft and Ullman, and the second book I prefer data structure using C by Rima Tareja. Thank you so much to all of you.